2 p.m. on the trigger. We're back streaming live once again, and we're going to start off with another great question today to get you rolling with us here. What does your brand identity look like across many platforms? Do you have a consistent brand that wherever people look and turn and click the dial, they know it's you, and they know it's you, and they know it's you? We're going to talk about helping you craft that very cohesive cross-platform branding today, because it's so important that people find you very easily because there's so much noise. You know, we talk about it all the time, but you think about it. You grab your phone, you start scrolling. You're on TikTok, you start scrolling. You go through Instagram, you start scrolling. Oh, I like one. I'm going to give it a smile. I'm going to give it an emoji. I'm going to share it with a friend. But people are scrolling so rapidly because we are now looking for something to grab our attention, something that we're aware of, whether it's another brand, another speaker, another author. We're looking for something, and we don't see what we're looking for. We scroll on. So think about that. You're on different platforms. You have a LinkedIn, a Facebook, a Twitter, an Instagram, a LinkedIn, a TikTok, and the list goes on and on and on, right? But do they match? Does it look like it's a seamless picture of one brand, one identity across different platforms? It's so important today to keep that brand cohesiveness. So I'm going to give you some points. I'm going to ask you some questions today. And if you're streaming along live, join the conversation. We'd love to hear that and ask your questions. But first of all, you have to define what your brand is all about. Define who you are. Define what you're going to stand for. You need to really dig down into this and define what your brand. So I'm going to give you some things to think about here. Because if you don't define who you are, people will make up what you are. If you don't clarify what you're about, they will assume something else, and it may be completely off message. And you wonder why you don't get the clients. You wonder why you don't get the responses. So target audience. Who is it? Now, it's very easy to say, I'm going to target people that love baking. Okay, that's a bazillion different directions you're going to go with that. Okay, you need to target your audience and drill down deeper into it, because there's the subgroup of the subgroup of this, and what are you really about, and who's your target? Who do you want to talk to every single day? I want to talk to people that want to build and create their own TV channel, their own media empire, to leverage media in many ways. I'm after the entrepreneur, the CEO, the executive that's trying to figure out, how can we leverage media better? What are you about? Who is your divine target? Drill down on it. Now, what are your values? What do you stand for? People work with those they know, like, and trust. We've heard that. But part of know, like, and trust is, do you have shared values that connect with other people? You may not think about it, but we do grade people on their values. What do they stand for? What organizations do they give to? What type of charities are they involved with? How do they reveal themselves and their own beliefs and their own values through what they say, through what they print, through what they post? Values are really important. So you need to figure out what you're going to value as you build your brand, because you want to reflect that value across your platforms. You want to be seen everywhere you go as always being that same person, company, entity. Now, the other thing is, you go and figure out number 3 here, just on defining your brand, is what sets you apart from your competition. Yes, you do have to look at your competition. You do have to be aware of what they're doing. They do have to. Now, you don't want to watch your competition all the time and watch your competition and think, oh, they're doing that, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No. But you do need to define yourself, to distinguish yourself from your competition. There are other media coaches and consultants out there. I am not the only one. Rock the Stage Media knows that. But what distinguishes me is I've got 30 years of radio, TV, media. I drink, and sleep this. Some people may just be 10 years in. Some may be more on the social media only area, and they get into TikTok or they get into YouTube, and that's their area. So you need to be aware of what defines your competition and what's going to define you. I'm a master interviewer. I've done thousands and thousands of interviews. That's why you see me do interview and talk show and interview and emceeing. I know how to work the crowd and work a guest and get great content out of people. That is part of what defines what we do at Rock the Stage. That's why we do the shows we do. But what defines you? What distinguishes you from other people? And then label it, promote it. You need to let them know who you are. And finally, as part of defining your brand, ask yourself this question. Are you a fun and approachable brand, or are you more of that serious professional? It really does matter. Ask yourself the question. Are you going to be kind of playful? I mean, I consider myself a fun, easy, approachable person. So I try to reflect that. I love people. Now, some people are just business. You know, place your order, cut your check, move on, right? They're those people that's all they're really about. Now, they do it because they love what they do, but it's a different personality. You need to define your personality to help you to define how people relate to you and who you're going to relate to. I'm a creative. I love creatives. Who do you love? So ask yourself these 4 questions. Who's your target audience? What are your values? What sets you apart from the competition? And what are you with your brand image? Fun, serious, somewhere in between? What are you? Write those down, work on that, so that will help your overall cross-platform design. Now, number 2, as we get into this, is going to be consistency with your visual elements, cross-platforms. Now, every platform's got their own layout, their own design. Some are, movie letterbox. Some of them are more the vertical. Some of them are tiny. Some of them are big. It doesn't matter what their design is. It matters what your visual design is. You can adapt your visual design very easily. Just use something like Canva. All right? Very easy. There's a lot of ways to do it. But you need to be consistently with that brand identity. Ensure that your profile pictures at any given time, you use the same profile picture on all of your platforms. When I make a change with my profile picture, it usually starts on Facebook just because it's natural for me. I don't know. But when I go there, then I go to LinkedIn. I go to Twitter, or X as we call it now. And I go from every one and I change my profile picture. Now, it does a couple different things. When you make this move, the analytics show that people will recognize a change and people will like it, share it, smile on it. So you get SEO going to that new photo, but it's across all platforms. So you may get that 7 times over, let's say. So you need to keep that on point. What are your colors? What are your brand? What are your messaging? What are your key phrases? Someone yesterday was with me. We were talking and they gave me another key phrase. It came out of me. I've used it, but I've never used it as a marketing piece, as a branding piece on any of my social media. They said, dude, you got to use it. It was a great tip. Somehow I get used to it. You don't realize what you have. But ensure that it's all uniform the same. Your logos is the same. Your color palette is the same. And I highly recommend write down what your color palette is. You may get to the point where you have other people working on your social media, other people creating your thumbnails, and you can give that palette and say, here it is, and don't monkey with it because your brand has been established. The identity needs to be the same as they go through on all the different platforms. You want to be recognized so fast that people are scrolling and they go, wait, that's Trigger. That's you. You want to make sure it's that easy with what you post out there. And today I'm going to wrap up with this one. You want to craft your unique voice. Now, I am talking about your voice. And I'm talking about your written voice. I'm talking about both of those because they're key to grabbing the attention and holding people. We'll start with the actual physical voice. Everyone's got a personality. We all have our own uniqueness. We do have our own unique phrases, as we talk about very often here. But what is that voice? Is it going to be kind of an excited, high energy voice? Or you want to demonstrate, you got the used car salesman guy. We've all heard the used car smelling. Come and get it. Our the last sale. Do you want to be that kind of a person? It goes back to that WrestleMania type of voiceover. Or do you want to be that very mellow, very empathetic, and you soothe people into liking you? It doesn't matter who you are and what voice you have. It's matter that you know your voice and why that voice works. Know how that works and practice, and build that. Then translate that voice into your written work. Again, the same phrases that I say on camera, the same way that I use my marketing, I'll use it in my written work. We are going to talk about rocking your interviews. We're going to talk about rocking your videos. We're going to talk, those are the key words that I'm used to using, and people have heard it for years and years. So use the same voice. I like to be a storyteller. I've always been a storyteller. So I will use story in a different way to illustrate. And I use that both written and verbal. But what is your unique crafted voice? What makes you distinguishable? Think of it this way. You're a radio station. Now you can be any radio station you want to. Country, Western, rock and roll, jazz, blues, hip hop, whatever you want to be. You could be any channel you want to be. But once you're that channel, you do not want to go change one day. And out of the blue, everyone's tuning in and listening to their favorite hip hop song. And they tune in and all of a sudden you're country. Your listeners, your viewers are going to freak out. Figure out what that voice is. And then leverage the voice to your fullness across your platform. Let that voice be the same. So if you are on a radio dial, it's going to be, I went to the country station. Oh, it sounds like the rock station. Oh, the jazz station sounds like the rock station. Oh, the blues station sounds like the rock, because it's my station across the board. You want to do the same thing with what you do with your brand. Your voice stands out. Make it cohesive. And this will take time. It takes time to craft a plan. Over the years, we've gone in and out, back and forth, edited and changed, and it's gotten more solid and more solid. So be patient with yourself. Having that cross-brand type of cohesiveness does take work, but you can do it. Craft that unique voice. Make sure you have those customized elements, the visual elements, unify everything across the board. And of course, drill down, go deeper. Really define who your target is, who do you best relate to, who do you want to serve. And of course, you're going to craft that great cohesive brand, and it's going to stick, and it's going to make an impact, and people will know, like, and trust you even better. Hey, if you want to have a free consultation, if you want to get together and talk about some of this, where you're at with that cross branding, that's what we do at Rock the Stage Media. We help you build that media empire. We help you learn media savvy skills. Reach out and book a call. rich@richbontrager.net is the email, but hit the QR code and you and I can have a one-to-one talk, dig in the deeper where you're at, where you want to go, and we're going to help you get there. Love to hear from you. That's going to do it for today. I'm the Trigger, Rich Bontrager. Come on back tomorrow. We'll see you here at 2 p.m. live with the Trigger.